Days.
Hey there, welcome back. They lived on the shelf above the Monopoly box, got dragged out for snow days and slumber parties, and somehow always ended with popcorn in the pieces and somebody yelling, "That's not how you play." Number 1, Barbie, Queen of the Prom. Who will you take to the dance?
Here's the newest, most fun game of all for girls of all ages. It's made by Mattel, creators of Barbie, the famous teenage fashion doll.
This one was for the girls, though don't be fooled, a few of us guys snuck a peek. Barbie, Queen of the Prom was the cardboard version of every teen magazine fantasy rolled into one. You needed a boyfriend, a dream dress, and a club to join, and if you nailed all three, you got prom queen bragging rights until someone accidentally flipped the board. It was dreamy, pastel, and full of tiny dramas. And that mystery date card? Pure adrenaline. Number 2, Mystery Date. That little door packed a lot of drama.
He's here! My mystery date!
Mystery date, are you ready for your mystery date?
Now, I didn't play Mystery Date myself, not exactly my scene, but I watched. Sisters, cousins, neighborhood girls, they were obsessed. And let me tell you, that little white door, it caused more squeals, gasps, and meltdowns than anything on TV. Match the date? Jackpot. Cheering, bragging, maybe a little victory dance. Wrong guy? Cue the groans, eye rolls, and someone stomping off to the kitchen like grape soda could fix heartbreak. But the real chaos came when the dud showed up. You remember him. Messy hair, mismatched clothes, and a look that said, "I borrowed my uncle's boots and forgot where I left my comb." That poor guy got more hate than liver and onions. Number 3, Scrabble. Vocabulary with vengeance.
Deluxe Scrabble brand crossword game is for them. The board spins. The sculptured grid holds the tiles. If you choose your games as carefully as your words, Deluxe Scrabble is for you.
Scrabble was educational, but let's not pretend it was peaceful. The minute someone pulled out a dictionary, the gloves were off. That innocent-looking board turned into a full-blown spelling bee war zone. Chi, za, Joe. Suddenly, the quietest kid in the room was laying down 48-point words and acting like they'd just cracked the S8. And God help you if you challenged a word and lost. You'd never hear the end of it. Scrabble wasn't about learning. It was about winning with dignity and gloating with flair. Number 4, the game of life. Spin the wheel, marry a peg.
I made $50,000 in the stock market today.
I had twins!
I went to the poor farm.
I'm on Millionaire Acres. That's life!
Before anyone had a clue what real life looked like, this game made it look easy. Go to college, get rich, fill your tiny plastic car with peg people, and retire in a pastel mansion. That big spinner made every turn feel dramatic. The weddings, the babies, the unexpected taxes, none of it made sense. But that didn't matter. You just wanted to hit the Millionaire Acres before your best friend did. And if you got twins, that car got real crowded, real fast. Number 5, Operation, the buzzer that haunted a generation.
It's Operation, the Wacky Doctor's game where you're the wacky doctor. Batteries not included.
I blew it! My turn.
You could have nerves of steel, but Operation didn't care. The second those metal tweezers touched the side of Cavity Sam's stomach, that buzzer went off like a fire drill. Everyone jumped, someone dropped the tweezers, and someone else started shouting, "Let me try!" And that nose, the glowing red nose of doom. That thing lit up more than the Christmas tree. It was a game that made you sweat like you were defusing a bomb, but somehow we kept coming back for more. Hey, before we roll again, hit that subscribe button. I'll keep digging up these board game treasures and you help keep the lights on at Wayback Americana. And if you're on Facebook, swing by and say hello. Thanks for being here. Now, let's pop that dome and keep going. Number 6, Trouble, Pop-O-Matic Panic.
I'll give you trouble!
You can pop a lot of trouble on the Pop-O-Matic bubble. Trouble, trouble.
I'll give you trouble!
Pop your piece around the track. If you get hit, you get it back.
That pop-pop sound? Instantly recognizable, instantly stressful. You could hear it from across the room and immediately tense up like Pavlov's dog at a dinner bell. You never really played Trouble. You endured it. The whole thing was just a circular cycle of hope, betrayal, and starting over. You'd finally get one piece close to home. You were already picturing the victory lap. And then bam, your little brother popped a 6 and knocked you back to square one like it was no big deal. He'd grin, you'd fume. And your mom would shout, "It's just a game." It wasn't, it was personal. Everyone said they hated trouble, too random, too loud, too many sore losers. But the second that Pop-O-Matic bubble came out of the closet, everyone suddenly forgot their trauma. We'd all gather around, elbows on the table, waiting for our turn to press that plastic dome like we were launching a missile. And when you got a 6, oh, the power. Number 7. Mousetrap. It worked. Eventually.
Hey, give that back!
Mouse trouble? Then you need mousetrap.
Mousetrap was less of a board game and more of an engineering degree in a box. You never remembered how to set it up. Someone always lost the marble, and the whole thing tilted if you breathed too hard. But when it worked, that tiny boot kicked the bucket, the marble rolled, the net dropped, and you felt like Einstein. Winning didn't matter. You just wanted to see the trap go off once without someone bumping the table. Number 8. Candyland. Dessert in game form.
Now here's Candyland, the game where youngsters 4 to 8 can jump from Peppermint Stick Forest to Gumdrop Mountain. No need to read, just match colors and jump, jump, jump.
Candyland was the first game many of us ever played, and definitely the first one we tried to cheat at. You didn't need to know how to read, add, or even sit still for more than 5 minutes. All you had to do was draw a card and hope it took you somewhere sweet. Nobody read the rules. Honestly, I'm not sure anyone even knew there were rules. You just flipped over a card and moved your little gingerbread person forward, backward, or occasionally into emotional ruin. Everyone was chasing Queen Frostine like she held the key to eternal happiness. But if you got stuck in the molasses swamp, that was it. Game over. Cue the waterworks, the sulking, and the dramatic storm off to the kitchen. And yet we kept coming back. Because that board, good grief, that board, looked like a birthday cake exploded across a rainbow. Peppermint sticks, gumdrop mountains, lollipop forests. It was a sugar-coated dreamland where the stakes felt high and everything smelled vaguely like crayons. Number 9. Twister. Left foot red.
Stir, spin the spinner and call the shot. Twister can tie you up in a knot.
Twister made teen parties way more interesting and slightly dangerous. It always started off innocent enough. A few friends, a bare floor. Then someone spun right-hand green, and suddenly it was all elbows, ankles, and awkward glances. That candy-colored mat could turn any gathering into a slow-motion game of flirtation or a pile-up that ended in giggles and bruised pride. And of course, one kid always shouted, "This game's broken!" when they ended up face down in someone's armpit. Number 10. Acquire. Corporate sharks at age 13. Long before we understood stocks or mergers, Acquire made us feel like Wall Street wizards, armed with nothing more than a notepad and smug attitude. You'd sit there clutching a handful of shares, pretending you weren't plotting a hostile takeover. Everyone suddenly turned into Gordon Gekko, with braces. Alliances were made, backstabbed, and forgotten in the same hour. This was Monopoly's buttoned-up cousin. Less yelling, more scheming, and for some reason someone's dad always wandered in and said, "This one's a thinker," then disappeared before it got ugly. Back then, board games weren't about rules or strategy. They were about belly laughs, dramatic exits, and the thrill of beating your older cousin by pure luck. The box might have said ages 8 and up, but the truth is, those games stuck with us a whole lot longer. So tell me, what games lived on your family's shelf? Which ones caused fights, crushes, or total meltdowns? Drop a comment, give that like button a satisfying Pop-O-Matic tap, and don't forget to subscribe. I've got more treasures from the 60s and 70s headed your way, and no, you don't have to pass go to find them. Until next time, keep your spinner steady and your cards close. We've still got a few moves left.